good week last week. I thought right about the Kansas City Chiefs. They won by more than a field goal. I was also correct about the Tennessee Titans. So was Bradley. We had the same pick on that front. They won by more than a field goal. Damn it, the Lions fumbling at the goal line. What the hell happened there? And by the way, like the stream and subscribe. I just forgot to say that. But yes. I mean, the Lions kept it close for most of the game, and then they fumbled at the goal line. I think it was Jamal Williams, if I'm remembering correctly, but I'm not sure if I blacked it out.
It's such a bummer.
And then they piled it on, and then it wasn't even close.
They're
but
1-5, and at some point I'm just like, you guys, I like this story, I like this team, but you have to win games.
Exactly.
Like I know this is the prototype of this team. Obviously, I don't think they're going to go into next season saying Jared Goff is our starter, but you have to do something before then.
And we'll see with the return of Jameson Williams if they can put something together. But at this point, they should be in,
maybe 3-5.
Will Levis would be a very good fit for this team. The guy who I'm a huge fan of. Maybe the Giants can get Anthony Richardson in the second round or something like that. But that's a conversation for another day. So Bradley went 3-0. God damn it! As soon as I was watching that Thursday night football game, and Andy Dalton marches down the field, huge bomb down to 89.
No one believed in me with my Cardinals pick.
I did not believe in you.
There were people in the chat giving me real stats of how Cliff Kingsbury does against the spread, and I was like, I'm gonna lose this game. Like, this is not gonna go well for me.
And it looks like you were gonna lose until Andy Dalton threw back pick sixes. Not 2 pick sixes in a game.
That was like witchcraft. That was like that doesn't happen. Like, that's anomalous.
At the 25-yard line, pass touchdown. 20-yard line, pass touchdown the other way. It was. I just watched my life flash in front of my eyes, and I said, "Oh, Bradley's got the juju this week." So, man, that sucked. But
and the Titans just. I mean, they don't win pretty, but you know. Every season somehow for the last like 3 or 4, it's like they just somehow manage to stay near or atop their division. Yeah. They are just well coached, and it kind of doesn't really matter who's there if like Tannehill and Henry can sort of like keep things above water, or at least get them into like field goal range, and then everyone kind of just like does the rest. Like, they've been weirdly kind of like a consistent bet for me the last few weeks.
No, I mean they're again, it's never sexy with them, but they have a good defense and they're well coached, and that team plays hard for Mike Vrabel.
That's the thing too. It's also just like an effort thing. It's like
Mike Vrabel is Dan Campbell, but actually good.
Yes,
at his
exactly.
job.
It's like he's like the guy who would like. It's like platonic ideal Dan Campbell is Mike Vrabel.
Right. So you ended up we both were right about that one, and then the Jets beating the Broncos.
Especially how the game was going. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but they kept it where they needed to for it to work out. But
when they hit the second half, I was like, okay, there's no way that the Broncos are coming back from this. So,
and really, as we've been saying, what's crazy is like, just because of the offense, like, imagine if this team was a middle of the road offense with the defense they have.
Right.
They'd be really good.
Yeah. That defense is top 3 in the league.
And we were talking about it. It's legit. Like, it's legit. The guys are legit. Surtain is potentially the best corner in the league.
I mean, the 2 best corners in the league for the foreseeable future will be your Sauce Gardner and
that's
Patrick
what's crazy.
Surtain.
It's like exactly. It's like you're seeing kind of a new crop of young corners where like we've been saying, like I was saying before, if you even get relatively serviceable play from a rookie corner, it's really it's maybe the hardest position to pick up at the pro level. You have struck gold, and they have with Surtain. Surtain, in terms of traits, in terms of his smarts, in terms of his coverage ability, like, he's fantastic. And even finding like a diamond in the rough right now in Baron Browning, if he's healthy, along with when Randy Gregory gets back to full strength, Bradley Chubb, like, they have a really
well, they might be trading Bradley Chubb.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But yeah, oh gosh, I'm curious about that. This has been an interestingly like active pre-deadline. I mean, the Jets traded for James Robinson
Yeah.
to fill the void from Breece Hall. Like it's been kind of interesting.
For a
Like
low
we were,
pick too, which was good because the Jags really did not have any use for them. ATN's kind of coming into his
he's
own.
kind of taking the reins here. Yeah.
I thought about taking the Jags this week -2.5 in London since they're comfortable in that setting, but I just couldn't with the way that Lawrence has been kind of missing pretty easy throws. And
He's showing a few of the real weaknesses from last year's season are kind of like still present, like you said, like kind of like obvious misses and sort of like some awareness things and ball control. Obviously, with then he had I mean, I know it was bad weather, but the 4 fumble game, it's just like I agree. I would probably stay away from that one too. It's always kind of screwy London game,
which
like
stinks is because when he throws the ball, you're like, whoa, it's pretty. Right?
oh yeah,
For the most part, the way it comes out of his
unbelievable.
hand, it's pretty, and
He
he
sometimes
has
looks
the
like freaking Peyton Manning.
he has the physical ability to be that guy, but there's something that's not necessarily clicking, and I
Yep.
think people don't really realize that the Clemson offense was much more of a college offense
Oh,
with less on his shoulders mentally than there is in the NFL, and so he's still getting used to that.
that's the thing, though, is even if you can so-called say an offense is pro style in college, it's also you have to also factor in the opposition level, and also that still a lot of it is kind of reliant on sort of like really making things as easy as possible for the people who need it to be as easy
The
as
Clemson
possible.
offense is not the Alabama offense.
No, no, totally.
Right? So I
exactly.
mean that's kind of that's why people like Alabama players coming out and they might overvalue, you know.
But they're smart. They're all very smart. I mean, for example, even on the defensive side, Surtain, but also like Waddle.
Yeah. Wow. That's why Bryce Young's going to be overvalued coming out.
Oh yeah,
but-
no question. But Waddle, for example, but also like Amari Cooper, like they different
Yes.
different sizes and different traits. It's always like but they are probably at least relatively ready to come in.
Well, we went off on a little tangent,
sorry,
but
sorry.
here. Either way, Bradley's 3-0, relish in it, la da da, do 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 do. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm roaring back this week. This is going to be the week for me. There were 2 picks that I felt really good about. Well, one I felt excellent about, one I felt really good about. The other one is just to stick it to Bradley because I felt good about it, but I want to see Bradley lose, and then I would win at the expense of Bradley. This is what I want.
I fear this might be your demise. You were too focused on revenge.
No, I actually felt good about this game in spite of your pick, and
Oh.
I have decided on it
Sure,
because
whatever helps you sleep at night.
the
Emma.
other lines that I was looking at, Dolphins -3.5 against.
No, some of them are bad.
I don't like 3.5 for the most part, even though here I have taken the Cincinnati Bengals -3.5. All right, let's just get into it. The Niners at the Rams -1.5 feels like free money to me. Kyle Shanahan is either 7-3 or 8-3 against Sean McVay.
And the Rams just don't look good.
The Rams look
No.
terrible. The Niners now will have a
Crazy
full package
Super Bowl
of
hangover for the Rams.
Well,
right
they
now.
have no. I mean, losing Andrew Whitworth was a
Yeah.
really big issue for them. Their offensive
Totally.
line is one of the worst in the league right now.
Totally. Joe no actually a few starters too because Joe Noteboom is in replacement for Whitworth and he's just not nearly obviously the left tackle that Whitworth was.
even
They
at
lost
40.
they lost Austin Corbett. They lost I think David Edwards as well or he might still be there but Corbett's definitely gone. So they've lost a few pieces from that line.
Wait, did I just see that Jamar Chase is out with a hip injury for 4 to 6 weeks?
I didn't see that.
Someone just IM'd that. Breaking
No
news.
freaking
Brennan from
way.
Kentucky. Thank you for sending that.
Brennan, my man.
Am I locked into Cincinnati -3.5 now? All right, fine. I'm locked in. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Joe Burrow's that good. It doesn't.
Let me just know that this is the second week in a row that you've attempted to shift your picks on air.
All right. Are you okay? Now it's getting personal. Let's see how the line shifted. Okay, we're not the book is not closed on this. Let's see how the line shifted. Really quickly. DraftKings. Okay, now it's -3. It's already moved a point just from that news. Okay, I'm keeping it. All right, fine. But
Up to you. This is your show.
fine. No, it's not. This is.
You're the E in the ESPN.
Put it back up. I'm pissed off now. There's no way. All right, just hold on. Jamar Chase. This is good broadcasting. Schefter.
Yep, it's shit. Yep,
Oh!
yep. Mm.
Ow.
Mhm.
All right, put it back up. I know. Oh, it's up. Okay. Fuck. God damn it. All right. All right. The Niners minus 1.5. I feel very good about that. I think that I'm really reeling right now. I think that Trent Williams will be a bit healthier this week. Nick Bosa played last week. Hopefully, he'll be a bit healthier. The safety, Hufanga, should also be off the injury report. McCaffrey will be more incorporated into the system. I think they'll win against the Rams by at least a field goal. Now you go, Bradley. Fuck.
Um, yeah. So I took the Ravens +2 tonight because I don't trust the Bucs right now. I think, as I was saying before, Brady has looked multiple, even by the numbers, has looked a few steps slower, and have not really seeming to be able to get anything going in the air, even with Mike Evans back. And the run game has also not looked good either. Fournette has really stalled. Fournette was doing some pretty good work the first few weeks of the season, and he's just kind of flatlined a little bit to the point where I think their backup, Rashawn White, the guy they drafted this year, he's almost just like per snap had better metrics than Fournette. So I'm just like, this team just doesn't seem confident. And I just don't think the combo of the offensive line, the offensive stagnancy is enough to buttress the good Bucs defense. But I know I know it's been a little bit of tough sledding because of Greg Roman's offensive play calling for the Ravens, and Andrews is a little banged up. I don't see. I can just see the Ravens taking advantage of the lacking offensively on the Ravens on the Bucs more than the Bucs can take advantage of Lamar.
I almost went or not Bucks, Ravens +2 as well. I just am scared about the Bucks being at home and them getting pissed off.
I'm really busting you. If you want to change it, you can change it.
No, I'm not going to change the pick. I might change the line to -3. I feel like that's a good way for us to split the baby here.
That's fine.
Because
I'm good with that.
I mean, that changes the entire offense. And
I mean, it is potentially the worst beat we've experienced on this show already. Just having this come out on air is just so cataclysmic.
I cannot believe it. All right, so we'll go with the Bengals -3. I feel like that's a good compromise
that's
for
fine.
us.
I'm totally good with that.
Okay, especially because this is Monday Night Football, so there's a far ways away.
We'll see what happens also.
Okay, but if I were to make a pick, and we will at the end of the show, I would say Ravens -2. I mean Ravens +2, I should say.
Okay, so you agree with
I
me.
agree with you. I do. But at the same time, I'm just a little scared of it about making it a lock. So
no, I understand.
Then we're in conflict about this game. Now, I think that Sam Ehlinger is going to bring a new dynamic to the Indianapolis Colts offense. The Colts are 3-3-1 despite terrible play from Matt Ryan, who looks like he could break in half at any moment when he's on the field. And let's just put up the lines here. Looks like he could break in half at any moment. He was benched. Sam Ehlinger has some scrappiness. He has the ability to scramble. He has a little bit more in his arsenal and an unpredictability element that I think at home will make a difference. So I think Indianapolis wins by a field goal, and I thought this before you told me what your pick was, which is betting on the Washington Commanders to keep it close or win. -2.5 Indianapolis. We're going head to head here, baby.
So just to be clear, the Commanders are favorites in this game, which I think is also a little.
No, they're not.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was surprised by.
The
Commanders are dogs, which I'm surprised by because they're dogs against a quarterback who has never started an NFL game. So I'm not.
They'll set him up to succeed. He's
not,
a winner, baby.
I'm not even trying to cast too many aspersions on Ehlinger. I'm just thinking about the concept of a guy going up for his first NFL start after benching a vet.
Doesn't matter.
And whether he'll be ready for it.
He's ready.
Even against a team that has not really played well on either side of the ball. But listen, maybe this is the game that Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne and Montez Sweat are just going to eat. Maybe they're just going to swallow Sam Ellinger whole.
They can't. They would swallow Matt Ryan whole, but Sam Ellinger, he's got the juice.
You think he's got the juice?
Young kid,
Yeah.
gonna run all over the place,
Wow.
scramble,
Wow.
find some guys open, and you got a healthy Jonathan Taylor. You got a healthy Naheem
That's true.
Hines.
The healthy running backs is definitely a notch in your belt.
But I
agree.
am betting on a rookie.
No,
rookie
this
quarterback.
is risky. This head to head is risky for both sides.
Both
It
sides.
could be total disaster territory here for either of us. But I'm not even bet. It's really what's funny about this is like I'm not even betting on the Commanders. I'm betting on like the Colts underperforming. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even really have a whole lot of confidence in this team actually winning this game. It's more I just have confidence of them taking advantage of an inexperienced quarterback.
Come on, Colts, let's do it.
Ellinger, Heineke.
And look,
the matchup we've all been waiting for.
let me just add, in all seriousness, too, part of what swayed me is I like to look at these big picture kind of narratives, and they just had a big emotional win against the Packers. Washington did. There's going to be some
Like back to back.
Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a bit of a hangover from that kind of game. Teams that aren't very good and aren't going anywhere feel those kinds of hangovers a bit more acutely, I think, when they put it all out on the field against an opponent where they're not favored against. But
Yeah, like they could inexplicably lay an egg for sure. They could just be like, "Oh, like we're playing the worst football of our lives against the worst team."
And I don't think that I don't believe in Taylor Heineke, even though I know that the team seems to really like him.
Yeah, he's just proficient enough. He's not like, and then also, but when you're just proficient enough, you are still susceptible to making really bad errors.
Yeah. So my hope is that he'll throw a few picks or something like that, and the Colts will be able to
I
win.
think
But
it's
we're
very
going.
possible.
No one cares in the world about Colts Commanders except now
Oh,
this
I'm
podcast.
gonna be glued to the TV.
Game of the week, baby.
I'm gonna buy a Heineke jersey.
Oh my gosh! Just drink a Heineken.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a little post-it over the making Heineke on the beer can.
Yeah. Do you like Heineken?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I like Heineken too.
Yeah, Heineken's pretty good.
That was some of the first beer I ever drank, as a teenager.
Goes down easy.
Right. It
Yeah.
was light, and I think it was probably just what my parents had in the house.
Yeah.
I also do like classic Mad Men scene. They're trying to pitch to Heineken.
Oh yes.
Don tricks Betty into basically buying it and wants it to look like a housewife would buy it to seem sophisticated at the
like,
store.
"You tricked me."
And she feels like, well, the thing is the what's interesting about her psychology, she just wants to feel like she's a part of the conversation,
Oh, yeah.
has agency and has value. And so when he uses her as a prop, as a housewife, essentially,
Like,
without
"Hey, you
consulting
bought
her.
Heineken, didn't you?
She could have been in on the joke. Anyway, greatest show of all time.
Great show.
Greatest show of
Still
all time.
think about it sometimes.
Yeah,
Even though I
it's
finished it a
like-
few months ago.
Think about it every day. That's all.
I love those old cans too that they had. They kind of look like you were almost like a can opener.
Oh,
sort of thing.
right,
Yeah.
right, with beers.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. They're like it's a flat top.
Yes,
It looks
exactly.
Like a can
yeah,
of
yeah,
beans.
yes, exactly. I love that, but they don't do that anymore. Really.
Okay. Anyway, now I can't believe that just happened in the middle of me giving my pick, but I still refresh here, Bradley, because I changed it to -3.
Oh, okay, got it. 1 second.
The line already has shifted a point because of the breaking news that Jamar Chase will be out for 4 to 6 weeks. That's really going to change the fortunes of the Bengals. I hope not for the worse, and I can't imagine that it would be for the better, because Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL, in my opinion, and that connection with Burrow is otherworldly. But the line's already shifted by half a point given this news. I still think that the Bengals will beat I still think that the Bengals will beat the Browns. -3, I could see it being a push, but the Bengals are trending in the right direction. The Browns are trending in the wrong direction.
Yeah, they have not looked very good recently. Even the defense that was probably even the offense, I guess, actually, because the defense has looked a little shaky throughout, but they are not. I mean, even last week, the game that they played, they did not look particularly, intimidating. So, like, I could see, especially with how Burrow's been playing, even if because they've really switched up the offense for him. He's basically not running any plays under center anymore, and he's only going out of the gun. So like, which I think has helped a lot.
Yes.
I think it's just put a lot more control of the offense in his hands, which I
And the
think is
line has
good.
improved a lot in the past
Totally,
2 weeks. I mean,
it definitely seems like
they're
they're
serviceable
right,
now.
which is almost what you need when you have such a heady, smart guy like Burrow, who can make moves with his feet if he needs
Oh,
to.
he's so slippery.
Yeah,
He's one of my favorite watches in the pocket. And
especially when he's like has a good line, like a good enough line. Like he makes he can make a lot of magic. Like
I'm a
honestly,
big Justin Herbert defender, but he's a little bit robotic in the way that Daniel Jones
totally.
was early in his career, where he just stares downfield and he just sometimes loses track of the rush. I've never seen a young quarterback have such a great sense for the rush. And I mean, Justin Herbert
No,
is so. I mean, sorry, Joe Burrow is so good at that.
we saw so many moments last season in their playoff run where it looked where there were times where it's like, oh, like he should have gone down three guys ago, and he was able to wriggle out of like tough
And
situations.
it's not like he has the size or the
Yeah, no, it's right,
athleticism purely of a Josh Allen or the speed of a Lamar Jackson, but
right.
he has such amazing feet and feel.
Right, and it's like reaction time too. It's just like he's so quick, like he's so
Yeah.
quick to process that. So even though, of course, Chase was an enormous loss, um, I think
I'm literally sweating.
no, I understand, and I think that, but I really do think if this continues where they're scheming it up better for Burrow, he can still. I don't think it'll be. I can really see it not being a complete like disaster as a result. Trying to talk you into this.
Yeah. I mean, I still think they're gonna win, but it's hard for me to do this on the fly without being able to do a little reading on how this might look. But I'm sticking with it. I just changed the line by half a point. I think that
Totally fair.
that's fair. Now, Bradley, you have the Titans -2.5.
Oh, this is easy for me. The Titans are my team now. I'm a Titans fan now.
That did look
Let's
very
go.
tantalizing.
Even though someone in the chat a few weeks ago said I resemble Mike Vrabel, so I'm taking him as my team now. Gonna be at home stalking my living room on the sideline. But the Texans are just bad and like essentially are probably vying for the first overall pick. And I don't blame them a whole lot. They have a few good players. Like I like Christian Kirksey. Derek Stingley's actually looked pretty good, despite the injury history he had. Davis Mills is fine, but they just don't have a lot of talent. They're just pretty talent depleted, and I think Lovie Smith, unfortunately, as we were talking about, is kind of like
Yet another black head coach who's put there to be a fall guy. As if they couldn't just continue with David Culley and you could keep up your like charade.
The same charade of saying we're going to have a black coach when clearly they didn't want to have a black coach.
They wanted Josh McCown, who's
Right.
never had coaching experience, and maybe he'll be the head coach next year. And then they'll have a rookie quarterback so he can screw that up without having any head coaching experience. Love the Texans.
So I think it's just I just think they're in a weird situation as a franchise, and I just don't think the vibes are that great. And I'm not expecting a whole lot from them. And I think even though the Titans aren't really blowing anybody out of the water, like I was saying with my pick last week, I just think this isn't that huge of a line. And I just think they're able to really capably just go through the motions of what they do really well. And this one to me almost seems like the biggest home run potentially of the picks that I have.
I agree with you. I mean, I think that would be the one that I would feel the best about if I were you. I feel the best about San Francisco -1.5. You feel the best about Tennessee.
Yeah, those are kind of like
-2.5.
I would say more like the easiest swings. I would say.
Yeah.
Other two are a little
say
bit
you
more.
want to. I mean, we're not encouraging gambling, but say if you wanted to parlay Emma and Bradley's best of the best, that could be a whole different. That could be a whole
little word to the wise there.
Yeah, right. Segment.